A journey begins. I've traveled to some of the most remote and misunderstood places on our planet. But when I heard East Timor described as the world's most sinful country, I was genuinely intrigued. What could this possibly mean? The label conjures images of chaos and moral decay. It sounded like a headline designed to shock, not to inform. So, I knew I had to go. My journey began with a flight into the capital, Dili, with more questions than answers. The term sinful felt immediately out of place as I stepped off the plane. The air was thick with the scent of sea salt and tropical flowers, not brimstone. I was greeted by smiles, not suspicion. East Timor, or Timor-Leste, is one of the world's newest countries, gaining independence in 2002 after a long struggle. But what I felt was not a sense of sin, but a powerful spirit of survival and hope. The label seemed like a puzzle I needed to solve. Let's find out what it really means. So, where does this bizarre, sinful label actually come from? It turns out it's not about crime or immorality at all. The term comes from a study measuring the 7 deadly sins using economic and social data. East Timor scored high on sloth, not because people are lazy, but due to a relaxed pace of life and a developing economy. But here, farmers wake before dawn, fishermen brave the seas, and market vendors work long hours. To call these people lazy is to completely misunderstand their reality. The Timorese have a different rhythm, connected to land and seasons, not the frantic pace of the West. This sinful tag is a perfect example of how data without context can be misleading. It reduces a complex culture to a single negative word. East Timor is not the world's most sinful country. It's a country with a soul. The real story is one of incredible strength. East Timor is a country of dramatic contrasts, a land of fire and water. It occupies the eastern half of the island of Timor, sharing it with Indonesia. The island sits on the ring of fire, with sharp jungle-clad peaks and breathtaking views. This volcanic geography means fertile soil, perfect for growing organic coffee, a vital income for many. The forests are filled with unique wildlife, and the reefs are among the most pristine in the world. East Timor is part of the Coral Triangle, the epicenter of marine biodiversity. Few tourists know about the world-class diving and untouched coral gardens here. The people's connection to land and sea is profound, blending animist beliefs with Catholicism. Sacred rocks and ancient trees are revered, reflecting a deep respect for nature. In a world where wild places are vanishing, East Timor remains a rare jewel. It's a land that both humbles and inspires. To understand East Timor today, you must understand its past. For over 4 centuries, it was a neglected Portuguese colony. In 1975, the Timorese declared independence, only to be invaded by Indonesia 9 days later. The 24-year occupation was brutal. Up to a third of the population perished. The Timorese spirit of resistance never died. Guerrilla fighters in the mountains, quiet defiance in the villages. In 1999, a UN referendum gave the people a choice: stay with Indonesia or become independent. Despite violence and intimidation, nearly 80% voted for freedom. The aftermath was devastating, but the nation rose from the ashes. Today, a new generation is fiercely proud of their independence. They carry the memories of struggle, but look forward with hope. Their resilience is truly humbling. East Timor's story is one of survival against all odds. The culture of East Timor is a vibrant blend of ancient animist traditions, Portuguese influence, and deep Catholic faith. Modern churches stand beside sacred houses, and people move easily between old and new beliefs. Family and community are the cornerstones of life. Kinship ties are strong and generosity is everywhere. Music, dance, and art express this spirit with traditional ties, textiles symbolizing identity and pride. Despite years of oppression, Timorese culture survived and is now thriving. Young people are embracing their heritage, mixing tradition with modern creativity. There's a cultural renaissance, new music, new designs, new stories. This revival is a sign of a nation not just surviving but thriving. The heartbeat of Timor-Leste is its culture and community. It's a country confidently finding its voice. Waking up in Dili, the capital, is an experience for the senses. The city buzzes with motorbikes, the smell of coffee, and the energy of street markets. Dili is a city of contrasts, modern buildings beside humble homes, a relaxed pace beside rapid change. The Tasitolu market is alive with fishermen, vendors, and the daily hustle. Life isn't easy, wages are low, jobs are scarce, but entrepreneurship thrives. As the day heats up, people gather under banyan trees or along the waterfront. Evenings bring families to the Cristo Rey statue for exercise and sunset views. Dili is safer and more developed than ever, with new opportunities for youth. Yet the scars of the past remain and challenges persist. What stands out is the optimism. Young people like Maria, studying to be a doctor, feel a responsibility to build their country. My parents fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for our future. This spirit defines Dili today. To truly understand East Timor, you have to leave Dili and head for the hills. The interior is a patchwork of terraced fields, forests, and traditional villages. In Maubis, the air is cool, the view's stunning, and life is peaceful. Coffee farmers here know the land intimately, passing down wisdom through generations. For adventurers, East Timor offers mountain climbs, wild beaches, and Atoro Island's ecotourism and world-class diving. Rural travel isn't always easy, basic conditions and rough roads, but the rewards are immense. The landscape's beauty is matched by the warmth of the people. In every village, I was welcomed with open arms and genuine hospitality. This is the real treasure of East Timor, authentic culture, untouched by mass tourism. It's a place for true discovery. Here, you connect with a world that feels wild and undiscovered. East Timor's wild heart is unforgettable. East Timor is a nation of survivors, but the fight for a better future continues. After the destruction of 1999, the country had to rebuild from scratch. Progress is visible, but poverty and lack of infrastructure remain, especially in rural areas. The economy relies heavily on oil and gas, but these resources are finite. The challenge is to diversify. Agriculture and sustainable tourism hold promise. Creating jobs for the young, growing population is crucial. More than half the population is under 25, the independence generation. They are energetic, optimistic, and hungry for opportunity. They're starting businesses, forming community groups, and driving change. East Timor is not a failed state. It's a work in progress. The road ahead is tough, but the Timorese spirit is unbreakable. They are determined to succeed, honoring the sacrifices of the past. Their hope is infectious. My journey through East Timor has been one of the most moving experiences of my life. I came to investigate a misleading label, but found a country of beauty, warmth, and strength. The scars of the past are real, but so is the hope for the future. East Timor is not to be pitied or judged by statistics. It's to be admired and learned from. The story here is one of resilience, forgiveness, and community. If you seek genuine adventure and connection, this is the place for you. Come for the reefs, the mountains, the coffee, but most of all for the people. Your visit supports a nation building its future. Thank you for joining me on this journey. The soul of Timor is waiting to be discovered.